What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our final Golden Dice Podcast spoiler review for Set 1. It's a little bittersweet, a lot more sweet than bitter because it means we're getting closer to having,
That's
the full
true.
release.
That's so true.
But it is crazy to think about back May of last year is when this all started, and, there's going to be no more Thork paragraphs on Discord and TD telling them no and Flock mispronouncing words. I'm gonna miss all of that.
Well, no, it should be pretty soon because, like, if they do anything like Destiny, weren't they, like, doing, like, spoilers for, like, the next cards, like, the week after the game came out, right? So, I
I
mean,
don't know if it was that. I kind of hope they give it some breathe. Like I
hope they do.
people
I
should.
hope they give it some more breather, but I remember last time it was very, like, as soon as the set came out, like, a couple days later, like, here's a card from the next set. It's like, okay, like, I haven't even read all the cards yet.
Yeah.
You won't read all the cards ever.
I won't. I won't.
I hope May 4th is like when they kick off spoiler.
Ooh,
They got like
yeah.
May and June to do it because I'm assuming
Yeah, give it at least a month. Give it at least a month. Yeah.
It's 2 months.
Oh yeah, April, May. Yeah, right. 2 months. Give it at least 2 months.
But yeah, we're pretty much just gonna go ahead and jump right in. We're gonna go through starting with Saul all the way through everything that was spoiled through the weekend. And I personally, I don't know about you guys, I haven't really had a chance to process like everything from the weekend. So a lot of these cards are still kind of like fresh to me, even though they've been out at this point for 6 days.
Real to me, damn it.
Real to me. So first one we have up is Saul Guerra. He's an extremist. He's a ground unit. He's 4 cost. Double aggression aspects. He has 5 attack, 4 health, has the rebel tag, and says as an additional cost for each opponent to play an event, they must deal 2 damage to their base, and he is a rare. I like him a lot more than Ponkrell. I think Saul Guerra is actually a pretty good card, and actually kind of makes me want to play aggression a little bit more. Not huge on rallying cry necessarily, but I like aggression and I like Saul. Yeah, I think he's good.
I mean, he's definitely going to like hold up your opponent from being able to clear your board, because 2 damage against like what you presume to be a little bit of a more aggressive deck is kind of hard to deal with.
Hey,
way better than Rallying Cry.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like Saul will be really good like towards the end of the game when like it's really close. They might not want to take the 2 damage to play an event to get rid of something, so could be very useful towards the end.
I think
And he does have like pretty decent stats for that.
Yeah. A 4/5/4.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be as easy as trading a 3 into him. Like what is
Yeah.
You'll need at least another like 3 or 4 drop more than likely. Yeah, I mean I think he's super interesting, and also the fact like if you play Sabine with him, it's like that turn they now either have to kill Saul or Sabine. And then even like same thing with IG, it's like if they spend their big removal to kill Saul, if they use their takedown on him, then it's less likely that they'll be able to kill IG the turn that he comes out as well. So like having a unit that you have to remove super fast is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
And he makes the removal harder to come by because a lot of it's events.
Yep. All right. Any other thoughts on him? All right. Who wants this next one?
What is the next one? I can't see it.
The Ghost.
I'll take it.
Oh, Spectre guy's not getting the Spectre.
Well, Brian's the one who played this in a series.
That's fair.
I have a changed opinion on this card since I looked at it. So the Ghost is a 6 cost space unit. Vigilance, heroism. It's a 5/5. A rebel vehicle transport Spectre. Comes in shielded, and when played and on attack, you may give a shield token to another Spectre unit. This with Hera is a great combo, because you just have such a survivability that like you didn't have before, because you're constantly bouncing the abilities off of each other, right? So when I played this in sealed, it was pretty potent, pretty good. Now again, like constructed Premiere, I'm not really sure. Like Hera still has like a blank ability. You're primarily using this in a Hera deck, I would think. I'm using it because I don't have all the cards. But I'm using it in my Chewy deck because I don't have all the cards because it's still a 6/5 with shielded. But I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I'm definitely on
I like
that.
it.
Go ahead, Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 6/5/5 with shielded is pretty good, and then or very good. Then on top of that, you have the one plate / on attack for the Spectre. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So even if you don't even have the Spectres, I'm okay with a 6/5/5 with a shield.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's lower stats than some other stuff in space at the same cost, and I mean shielded is a good keyword, and I think it could just potentially make the cut in some of the like the blue hero decks who want like a little later space game. You know, like you think blue, what do you get? You get Arc for hero, you get Arc, Ghost, Redemption, and then you can get the
Just a patrol
3/4
craft.
Sentinel, the patrol craft. Please do not play the patroller. Um, so it's like that, and then obviously whatever your color you splash into it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, but that 6 is like kind of a vacant slot. So if you want a 6, cost in space, this could be interesting. But you know, it's definitely a little frustrating that it still just trades with the Fet's fire spray. Like even while it's shielded, it's got to attack it twice to kill the fire spray, and it dies. The second time when the shield's not there.
Yeah.
But just because it's worse than fire spray doesn't mean it's bottom tier. It's just the fire
No.
spray is really good.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Boba Fett seems to be getting all the nice tools, nice
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah. So I'm in the spot where I need and want to test this outside of Hera to see how it goes. But yeah. All right, who wants the next one? Next one's Bale.
I got it. Bail Organa, Rebel Counselor. He is a 1-cost command heroism card, 1 health or 1 attack, 2 health. Rebel official. Has an action that requires him to be to exhaust, and it is give an experience token to another friendly unit. So I think this guy is kind of operating in that same territory as the Alliance disc jockey, but a little bit of a different route to it. The benefit I think Bale has over the other card is later in the game when you're already like got enough resources to deploy the stuff, Bale can keep on providing value. So a late game Bale or a later game Bale is going to actually do something for you, whereas the what is it, the Alliance Dispatcher loses his play as the game goes on a little bit.
Remind me, is the Alliance Dispatcher 1 health, right?
No.
I think he's a
Two.
1/2.
No, it's 2. It's 1/2 as
1/2.
well. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Wasn't sure if it was a 1/1 or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know if like you might like run a Bale as like a one of unless this is a specific kind of like strategy that you're pursuing, and I don't necessarily know if there's enough cards right now to support that type of strategy. And there's not that like Emperor's Royal Guard that is an overstated unit that gains Sentinel off of like Bale's official for hero yet. But there might be something like similar, like Senate guards or something like that do trigger off of these senators and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the biggest issue for me is his spot in a deck competes, like how many 1-drops that buff other things or help you, do those things you want in your deck. Do you want 6? I don't know. That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
4?
Especially when green already has one of like the premier 2-drops, so it's not like your early game slot is left
Yeah.
Unresolved.
Yeah, it's almost like if he was Vigilance, and I know that still overlaps with like Luke Green, right? That's kind of the main color he's in, but
Yeah.
he could see more play because he's not directly competing with the other 1-drop in the same exact color. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I like him. I'm curious. I want to try him out. I mean, he definitely requires an answer because especially like early game, like if you just don't deal with him and then I drop an Echo-based Defender and make that a 5/4 Sentinel. Like,
it really becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Like some things, like you'd be surprised how much 1 experience can really matter. When it all of a sudden means a unit is trading into 2 units rather than 1, or trading out against something that's like a cost above it.
Yep. Totes agree. All right, Tyler, you got the next one. We're going into the grays now.
Which one are you
You
doing?
got Restock.
Restock. A 1-cost event. Choose up to 4 cards in a discard pile. Put them on the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. Yeah, I don't really care about it.
I'm proud of you.
Not at all.
We're
I think
stopping the mill world.
I honestly feel like in this, like, even in a draft, I don't even put it in there unless I'm, like, short on cards.
This
my
is
least favorite.
for like
Yeah.
you need like a combo deck that needs very specific cards, and you're like, I got to put them back in my deck because I can search them out. They're putting them to the bottom of your deck, so unless you have a way to shuffle, you're not going to really see them for a little bit. But I mean, it's an option that you have if you ever feel like you need to, maybe the one person you play with runs like a mill deck, and you're like, I'm gonna secret tech against them.
They got vigilance in their deck or something, right?
Yeah, and you're like, nah, I'm not having it. Restock, and then they're just jaw drops.
Yeah. All right. On the next one, back to me. We're looking at the 5-cost Corelan Freighter. It is a space unit. It's a 4/4 rebel vehicle transport, and it has Sentinel. I think, obviously, I don't think this sees constructed play in any form, but I think, especially in sealed, where you have less control over what your deck is compared to draft, I think it's pretty fine. Like, I think it's, if you don't have any space units and you really just need something to be a body there, I think that's fine.
I mean, I think this is probably like the best of the unaffiliated stuff, simply because it does have a very relevant keyword. It is a space unit, and like you said, in like limited formats, you just might not have enough space units to contest something, so you need a body out there so that you don't just lose to like the random one Green Squadron A-Wing they played.
Yep.
Brian, what do you think? You've been quiet.
He's taking it all in.
Yeah, it's not bad. I use this in sealed as well, just as like a placeholder. I didn't have enough in aspect cards that I wanted to use. It was fine. Definitely not like, oh, I want to make this my 50, but cool. The gray cards, what can you really say?
Yeah.
They're there so that if you've drafted and you're pivoting, you can stay open, or if you're sealed and you want to force a certain aspect, you can expand out with these if you just really didn't get enough cards for it. They're there just to make it so you don't have a dead deck.
Yep.
Moving on to the next one.
Brian, you got the next one. Frontier
AT-RT is a aspectless ground unit. It costs 4. It is a 3/5. It's a vehicle walker. While you control another vehicle unit, this unit gains ambush. This one's also like not bad as far as aspectless cards go. You would probably be controlling a vehicle unit if you have any kind of space presence at all. So it stands to reason that you'd be able to get the ambush off fairly easily. So not bad. I would say it's right behind Corelan Freighter as far as usefulness of the gray aspects.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a great card.
Is fine. Conditional ambushes. Yeah, it's all fine. You would put this in if you have a vehicle heavy deck where you have a few 2 and 3 drops.
Yeah, especially like the space. It's if you have like an early space game, because most of the other vehicles come in after this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like if you're playing Sabine at draft, and you've got some A-Wings coming.
Yep. Not a bad option.
Example. Yep.
Scott, you got the last gray card for us.
Sauceless.
Underworld Thug. It's a 2-drop ground unit. 2 attack, 3 health. Underworld. Blank text box. You take this if you need a body, because having units is better than having not units.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this if it was 3/2, but 2/3, not a fan. Only use it if you need a body in sealed or draft.
Yeah, I think 3/2 is a premier stat line that they don't necessarily want to give out, because it allows you to trade up into things at the next cost, whereas 2/3 is...
Yep. I mean, you have that with the Battlefield Marine.
Yep.
But,
well, he's a 3/3. No. Yeah.
He's a 3/2.
He's 3/3. The Battlefield Marine is
3/3?
3/3.
Oh,
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yep. That's
it's
why
a 2 for a 3/3?
Yeah.
I thought it was a 3/2. Dang.
But he
That's a
has like
strong
no
card.
ability, where a lot of like the 3/2s have.
This
some
thing
type
has
of
no
thing.
ability.
Yeah, but this thing has
But
no
they don't want it-
aspect. That's
they don't
kind of
want
how
it
it
to be.
goes. It's like if you take an aspect
Yeah.
away, they take like a stat away from you. If you
Tyler.
take the second aspect away, they take your text box.
Makes sense.
Tyler's just realizing what the community got excited about 3-4 months ago.
Shut
For
up.
Battlefield
Classic,
Marine.
classic, dude.
Why is
Oh
everybody
my
putting
god,
three
wait,
ups?
Battlefield Marine is good. We're like 2 weeks away from the set dropping.
Well, you got the next one, Tyler.
What's the next one?
Disarm.
John. Disarm. Disarm is a 1-cost tactic event. Give an enemy unit -4/-0 for this phase.
What aspect?
Not
is it,
awful.
Tyler?
What? Oh, it's yellow. Sorry. Cunning. My
Single
bad.
aspect.
Forgot that one. Yeah, -4/-0. Not bad. I mean, it's just like it's like running Jetta one time for 1 cost. It was used once, I think, in our, I think Scott used it, right?
Yeah, I disarmed
So-
somebody.
Fifth brother, I believe.
Yeah, you deserve something. So it's pretty good. So, yeah, for if you need it, but like, will it see much premier play? Probably not. Maybe maybe a what's it called? Sideboard, maybe, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, it helps you like trade into stuff because obviously it keeps them from attacking you. It keeps them from damaging your units if you trade out into them. So I think it's a pretty good card. It's kind of like an anti-aggro tool.
You pair it with Bib,
Play it for free.
and you play it for
Play it
free,
True.
and it's just Jetta on a stick.
If it was
Yep.
a trick, you could play it with Jabba, and it'd be like,
Yep.
ooh,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's a tactic.
You get
Super
you
spicy.
get paid a resource if you did Bib and Java. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the common single aspects. They generally are kind of draft, except
Yep.
some niche premier play. Back to me, right?
Yeah.
Electro Staff, 2-cost upgrade, vigilance aspect. It says attached to a non-vehicle unit. While attached unit is defending, the attacker gets -1/-0. +2/+2. It's an item and a weapon. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like academy training, but slightly restricted, but better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because academy training can go on anything, right?
It can go on anything.
Yeah.
That's really like the cost
Yeah.
cost analysis here. It's like, all right, cost the same, has an effect, but we need to make it more restrictive. But non-vehicle is it's like a pretty broad restriction.
Yes.
I think it's more broad than the opposite way. Like vehicle only is tougher.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not like the first time this unit gets attacked or something like this, there
Yeah.
could be situations where there's multiple things need to get sent into something, or
Yeah,
you have to use a piece of removal instead.
Into your sentinel.
Hey, this on turret looks pretty spicy. Slap this on Chewbacca, that's pretty spicy.
Yeah, this could be really good in like, and also it could be really good in a deck that is more aggro base where you're going to be defending more so. Like you're not going to be attacking to a unit, you're attacking to a base, and then
Yeah, the blue upgrade package is getting pretty tight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jedi
Hey, you
Saber,
could
Luke
put this
Saber.
on Defender of the Wills for one.
Guardian of the Wills.
Guardian of the Wills. There we go.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
That
Makes it
seems,
really
that
strong.
seems pretty good, and then you could still play a 2-drop, right? That was almost my complaint about like Jedi lightsaber was like
Mhm.
you play Guardian turn 1, Jedi turn 2 for 2, but what do you?
And you got one just sitting out there for no
and
reason.
your deck could be built around that, but it kind of makes it awkward.
a little
if you-
tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless your leader has an ability that costs one.
Yes, that you could
This,
trigger off.
this
of
is
playing.
much easier where you could go, Guardian, Electro Staff, other 2-drop, like something in space.
Yeah, I like this. I think it's got a lot of good flexibility.
Mhm.
Just it's a tight area. A lot of good blue ones.
Yeah.
Especially the hero.
And upgrades are tough.
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
Yep. Brian, you got the next one, which is Swoop Racer.
Exciting.
A lot to read.
Sauceless. Swoop Racer. It's a ground unit. Cunning. Cost 3. It's a 4/3 fringe. And that's it. Okay.
Single aspect commons, baby.
It
Yep.
does exist.
Yeah.
And that's
It
all I
does
have
exist.
to say about it.
It has stats.
It I sort of had stat. Yeah,
I mean, you're not complaining. 4 attack is good.
it's fine. It's fine
Yeah.
if you open it and limit it. It's cool. That's a
Yeah,
body.
that's all. It doesn't even have
It's
any
lossless.
good keywords.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
There's
yeah,
no.
it's just fringe.
So I mean, hey, maybe
Maybe
Fringe
there's
is
a
more so.
hey,
set
maybe
to-
there. Yeah. I mean, you'd rather like. I don't know. I feel like Underworld's gonna probably get. I feel like Underworld, and you got the Underworld Thug. He's got a better keyword than Fringe.
Yeah, is his just Underworld, right?
Yeah, I feel like Underworld's gonna get more play. Like, there's gonna be more
Sense
Underworld
it.
synergy than there will Fringe synergy.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe what they previewed at the live stream for the set 2. Maybe that'll have some Fringe elements to it.
Yeah.
Row.
Big true.
All right, Scott, you got the next one, which is the
What is
U-wing
the next one?
reinforcement.
Ah, sweet. I get the one that I actually like.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got U-Wing Reinforcement. It is a 7-cost event, command and heroism. It is a supply subtype, which I don't think matters at the present. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for up to 3 units with a combined cost of 7 or less. Play each of them for free. Put the other cards on the bottom of your deck in random order. So this, I think, is great. 7 cost, you're getting at least. I mean, well, you're probably getting 7 cost worth of units because you're searching 10 cards. You might just have some issues where, like, maybe the cost doesn't combine. It's not restricted on what units it's pulling out. It's not restricted to ground or space. You can pull out like any combination of them. And it's really just like there's a good action efficiency with it. Like, there's good card efficiency and good action efficiency because you're trading 1 card from hand for up to, we'll say like 2 cards from your deck. And you're getting 2 units on the board for 1 action. So you're getting ahead of things. I think this is going to work great in like Leia decks who wants to go a little bit wider. So if they're looking to like repopulate the board to finish off with some like Leia shenanigans, U-Wing Reinforcement would be great as your like top end curve of that type of deck. And then anything that lets you search 10 cards down into your deck is good. I mean, you can look at this and be like, it's just another way to search out my other 7-cost unit that's in the deck that I want to play on my 7.
Yeah, I think literally every green hero deck plays this except for Sabine green right now because I just don't think Sabine wants to go to 7, but it could.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just my initial reaction to that. But yeah, it's like
You
I
mean
want to
Green
try this
Bean?
in Luke. I want to play this in Han.
Green bean.
Yeah,
Yep.
Green
Green
Bean.
Bean.
I said that in Discord. I don't know if anybody actually like caught on to that. I think D House is like the only one.
D House,
well.
I appreciate it. D House was like, that's genius. And I was like,
Yeah, we got gold, solid gold, Jerry.
gold, Jerry.
I
Ovaltine,
mean,
Jerry.
it's much better than Jack's mono mana enunciation.
Mono, yeah. Apparently, can't speak, and that just fell on the worst night.
When he had too much, he had more than 1 drink, so he was off kilt. He was off his rocker.
Nobody.
It's funny you.
So the first game was. We won't get into it because this is a spoiler thing. But if you look at the title, it says Twin Sons Game 1. Do not hold your breath for the Game 2 ever being posted. I was like, maybe I could just cut off the end, and then I like skip to the middle, and it's just me being like, "Fuck, you're an idiot!" What are you doing? I was like, "Yeah, now we're done. This is done. I'm an idiot. I'm the worst."
I opened up Twitter today, and I saw that was the first thing that popped up was a picture of the 4 of us. Like before we started playing Twin Sons, it was like photos taken before disaster.
Disaster. Anyways. Yeah, I think this gets played like Han, right? Green.
Yeah.
You're losing out on your hand a lot, so like this could definitely be something.
This is great.
For that. Leia, like you said, Luke is like the one that's kind of the most weird, but I still think it's like great. And it's the reason I say it's kind of a bit more weird than Luke is that you're kind of trying to play a top end more so than like wide like Leia, but
Yeah.
paying 7 to search 7 to play the Luke unit, like
Search 10.
yeah, what did I say?
Yep.
Search
7.
7, sorry.
7 and 7 and 7.
777.
Yep.
The 777 rule. But no, I mean like so whether you grab like stuff that impacts the board immediately, like Leia probably wants, or you grab one big person. I think
Yep.
both those
And
options are really good.
You're playing the cards, so you get all the on-play effects.
Yes.
So you can combo some, like there could be some combos that we haven't thought of like on-play effects, like triggering one after another that like could be very useful.
Wing
Like-
leader. into
Wing leader.
into Spec Force to remove their pesky Sentinel to then Fleet Lieutenant with whatever I wing leader.
Yeah, that's.
Boom.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, I guess it's going in my Sabine.
Yeah.
I mean, does it come in ready though? It doesn't come in ready.
No, but
I'm
you have
saying
to
I
have
would
one
already
other
something
unit
out
on
there.
board.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
you have
I was,
that
you
ready.
can't put them ready. That's crazy. That'd be busted crazy.
Busted. Yeah, this is really good. I think this is one of the best cards that we got spoiled.
Pull
from that last
2 fleet lieutenants.
Yeah, if you already have 2 units on there, +2.
You
Or you
fleet
just give one
Lieutenant
unit
Leia.
+2, and then what does fleet lieutenant does it say? You have to attack with it.
It says you may attack with a unit, and if it's a rebel, gets +2.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not like it's +2.
So
and
yeah,
then
you couldn't
attack.
spend the first 2.
Yeah, you couldn't just
and then stack it with the second.
But yeah, 2 units. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Like a lot.
What's up next?
Flock, you're gonna get the Guerrilla Attack Pod.
Gorilla Attack Pod. All right,
Hey,
Gorilla
that's
Attack
not how you
Pod.
spell gorilla.
Ooh, Gorilla Attack Pod. Ground unit, 6 costs. It's a red good guys, a 4/6 rebel vehicle walker. Has grit and 1 played. If a base has 15 or more damage on it, ready this unit.
Ooh.
Now this goes in Sabine.
Yeah, this is a good 6 cost, 4/6 with grit. So it can do a lot of damage since it's high health with grit. And then so if you play it towards the late game, damage it and ready this unit. So could be a good closer. And why is Jack smiling, laughing?
You just talking through it all was funny.
This is the first time I'm reading the card, so
Yeah, no, I know it is.
I didn't read all these I'm reading for the first time, going through
You
my
won't
head.
read it even if it's in your deck.
No.
People.
This is
Flock,
this is
people have
not the last
requested
time.
For you
It's
to
the
just
first
read
time.
through every card.
Yeah.
No,
We're
no,
just
no,
gonna have
no,
him
no,
narrate
no.
We're just gonna have him narrate books now.
This won't be the last time you're reading the card for the first time. Flock.
I just started reading. I see Jack just smiling. I'm like, what did I say?
Because I could just see you try to process
Yep,
every part
it's
of it.
literally
and stuff. Yeah,
gears turning, man. Gears turning.
Hey man, drop this with a U-wing reinforcement.
Yeah.
Boom, ready.
Yeah. Someone nicknamed this Sabine's Fire Spray.
Yeah.
That's a,
Yeah,
that's
that's fair.
Fire Spray. And this is really interesting with ECL as well, right? And because my mind goes, because right, if I'm currently playing Sabine, I'm playing her in green right now. That's probably where I'm going to push her in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm bringing ECL with that. And this, you can get some crazy plays where you ECL'd in, kill something, and now it has the grit damage on it, and it's ready. So it could probably at least be a 6/4 at that point that's coming in.
Wedge Antilles.
And get a +1/+1 on it. So so even if you don't have VCL, you could run Wedge.
Yeah.
You don't get
Hey,
two
Wedge finally has a vehicle that like actually synergizes with him.
Yeah.
As opposed to all of the speeders that already have ambush.
Yes. But yeah, this is a really good card. I like it a lot.
Go with Leia too.
Yep, Rebel. The fact that it's got Rebel, that's big.
Yep.
Yeah. Fleet Lieutenant, Wing Leader, it's got all the stuffs.
Sheesh.
Attack with Leia in that double action.
Yep.
Attack with Rebel Assault in green. Boom. All right, so that was Flock. I'm up next, right? So we've got Smoke and Cinders. It's a 5-cost event, single aggression aspect. It's a disaster. It says each player discards all but 2 cards of their choice from their hand. I don't know how to feel about this one. This doesn't particularly jump out at me as being like useful.
I just wonder. Yeah, I'm like, what deck am I running that's like, all right, well, I'm going to be down to, because it's like, all right, this seems like a control type thing. And it's like, but with a control deck, you might not be playing that many cards out of your hand. You're definitely not playing like multiple cards a turn. So like, you're going to get hit by this as hard as they are.
Yep.
Yeah. Could be like a 1 or 2 of and something like fast
Han
next to
aggression
Bean trying to go against like a control deck. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder where like you're only gonna have like 4 cards and someone else is gonna have like a bunch.
Yeah. I wonder if like, I mean, maybe you can pair it up with like something like Force Choke where they get to draw cards and you're like, all right, well, play I Am Your Father and just draw the 3 cards. Boom, I'm gonna hit you with this. But that seems like too cute. I I wonder though, with like the artist prompt that they gave the artist, they're like, all right, you need to have the Lars homestead on fire, but we don't want to see any of the corpses.
Yeah,
Just
no.
leave the corpses out of frame.
I forgot how like jarring that scene. I watched that on the flight over.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they're just like full on like bones and everything too.
Yep.
The clothes on them. That's
Just skellies.
yeah.
Maybe the hyperspace will have it.
Yeah.
That would be a good Easter egg.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, on to the next one, which is Gideon Hask. You got a good one.
Gideon Hask is a 5-cost round unit. Ruthless Loyalist. Vigilance, Villainy. 5/5/5 Imperial Trooper. When an enemy unit is defeated, give an experience token to a friendly unit. I slotted this into my Krennic deck when I played Flock, and it didn't last very long. But I think it's cool for the stat line and what it is, and I like to run it in Iden because it really synergizes well there. It's a cool card. It's interesting to see that they actually went and took the Battlefront 2 characters and just slapped them in like first set.
Yeah.
Dude, like that's one of those things that like
One of them's a leader too.
yeah, I just wasn't expecting that. So I opened this at my first 6-packs. And I was like, that's sick. So,
Got good keywords.
yeah.
He's got good stats for that drop, and yeah, if your opponent doesn't deal with them, all of a sudden you're getting like that much more value out of them.
He fits just about anywhere in a blue villain spread. So I mean he's a good 5-slot.
And he does not care if the enemy is defeated in ground or in space. He is an equal opportunist.
Yep. Yeah, because I think 5 for blue villain was a little rough before. Because what was there?
Vanquish.
I mean Vanquish, but like
Yeah.
Units probably not. They didn't really.
I
don't think they
have
had
a lot of
anything.
overlap.
Yeah. So
Hask could be good in Twin Suns. Got a bunch of enemies.
So I was thinking Iden too after we played the game too.
Sheesh.
I was like, I kind of want to play Hyde.
Yeah, if I had him, I would have put him in my deck, but I didn't pull him.
Yeah.
I didn't pull an Iden.
Yeah, I was
so.
offering about like trading some of that stuff, but I was like, in 2 weeks we're just gonna have everything.
Yeah.
And also,
We're
if you
gonna
want to
have-
play Iden, you can just borrow mine anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's also-
I think like we
We're not
spoke
talking.
about, it's better like a box plus 6 packs. It might very well be like what someone buys into the game with. So it's like, all right, these are like the type of decks that you'll actually end up playing with.
Yeah.
Where they're like kind of the decks, but you have some more fringe cards in there, and you just might not have like your optimal, curve. You just have like, all right, I've got my optimal early curve with my commons, but then it's like later, it's like, I might have to run something. I'm trying to think of a good option, like the Ghost over, say, like Redemption, because you need something curving out at the top.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of him. 5/5 at 5, I think is just a good cost. Has technically, right? We talked about the issues of like some of these 5 and more not having an effect when they hit the turn. And so even though it's not an on-played ability, he can still give value the round that he's played.
Yeah.
By the experience tokens. And so I think that's like really good. Trooper and Imperial are good keywords as well. So yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I agree. I dig him.
Who had that one? Brian, you had that one?
There's Brian.
Scott, you got Sneak Attack.
I got Sneak Attack. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, Sneak Attack is a 2-cost event. It is a trick subtype in the cunning aspect. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 3 less and enters play ready. At the start of the regroup phase, defeat it. I think this is... It's cute and it's tricksy. So, like, you might... there's definitely, like, a combo type deck. Maybe, like, a later game control deck that's looking to play this with something like, say... Avenger, which has both an on-play and on-attack ability. So that's kind of what you would want to combo it out with, something big that has an on-play and on-attack ability so that you're getting value out of its entering play, it's ready, and the fact that it's leaving play, you're like, all right, that's fine. Like, you just burnt through it a little bit. So this allows you to play, essentially, 1 turn early?
Yeah. Spend 2 to play something 3 less, yeah.
Yep. But it could combo with Jabba. Could combo with Bib, then it costs 0.
And Jabba. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you
Yeah,
Jabba and Bib, it's 0.
Oh, I just heard Brian yell on Jabba. I wasn't sure if you competed it.
Jabba. But yeah, you Jabba and Bib and it's 0, and then all of a sudden you're playing like free value.
Mo-
Getting a 3-cost discount on a unit.
Mostly
It's ready.
interested in like a Grand Inquisitor deck. I think this could be actually kind of funny. Can play it in ready, ping it to ready it, or attack with it, ping it to ready it, and then it dies anyways type thing. But yeah, I don't know. It feels too cute. I'm sure there's like a play out there where it's like this is insane and this is really good and this can win you games. But I feel like that's like a 5% play line, whereas most of the time I'll just kind of hate having this in my hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like all the big giant cards that are relevant with this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't know how often you'd be playing Palp Yellow, but you can go with Palp. Use Palp's ability to kill the unit to do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Ruthless
You can
Raider.
cash
It's
out.
already dying, so it's okay with Palp ability. Pay the one more and kill it.
Yeah, the one played and on the feet stuff. Right,
Yeah.
Ruthless Raider, yeah, like Brian said, is a good one. You could play a Super Laser. No, well, Ruthless Raider with Palp you can't. That's 3 colors we're talking about now.
Mhm.
But Super Laser Technician turn 1, going crazy. You wouldn't be able to Palp it, but you could ramp turn 1.
Yeah, I think Avenger's probably the best one.
Yes.
Just because of what it does. I mean, Reinforced Walker's not bad.
Yep.
Basically get 2 heals. Big butt.
Big butt.
Big butt.
Cool. Good with that one, Scott. So, Flock, you've got Bib. Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna, a ground unit 2-cost, cunning and bad guys. A 1/3 underworld Twi'lek. Shielded, action, exhaust, play an event from your hand. It costs 1 less.
I'm so
Oh,
proud
yeah.
of you right now.
That was relatively close.
What?
Like all of the words.
I said Fortuna.
Yeah.
That's
What, Twi'lek?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were surprised.
Say his subtext.
I can barely see it. Jabba's. Oh God. Jabba's Major Domo.
Yep, there you
look
go.
at you.
hooked on
did it.
phonics all of a sudden. Look at you.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah,
What do you think
I
of
mean,
him?
yeah, Flock, did you even give your thoughts on it? Go ahead. We all jumped in and
Oh,
said how proud
yes.
we were.
We talked about
I was
we already talked about him with sneak attack a little bit. Yeah, I've used him a few times. I like him a lot. So it's a good 2-drop for 1/3, so he can take a good amount of damage. And he's shielded, so you definitely should be able to get early game at least 1 use out of him by turn 2. So they can't really do much crazy actions to get rid of him. So you should be able to get 1 use out of him at least, and if you get more, that's great. So yeah, play an event, especially in a deck if you want to play a lot of events, just to board state. So especially someone like Palp or control decks where you're not really like playing a lot of events early on, or your turn 1 at least. So turn 2, you might want to start like knocking stuff off.
Yeah, I think his shield really is helpful to
Yes.
the kind of like gameplay that he wants to get involved with.
Yep. Like I would have taken the I'm already forgetting the frontline dispatcher. If they would have made him cost 2 but gave him a shield and didn't touch his stats, I would love that.
Alliance Dispatcher.
Alliance dispatcher, yeah.
You mean essentially what you do with him when you play Luke?
But that's what I mean. Like now I could
Yeah.
play him outside of Luke and he could live. But yeah, I mean, shielded makes him so much more valuable for that.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of good stuff on the villain side, especially.
Yep.
Right, OB for 4, or some of these other like crazy events, or resupply for 2 if you're playing him in a ramp deck. Like there's definitely some good plays you can make with him. Any other thoughts on the Major Domo?
I like him.
He's ugly.
True.
I love the art. People are saying they don't like the art. I love the art on this one.
Well, I think
I got it just right.
I really think it's probably the same. Maybe let me check right now.
It's his fingers, bro.
He's got the salad fingers, bro.
Get him out of here.
It's the same artist that did Tarkin. I think that
I see it in the eyes now.
that style looks better when you're a creepy alien rather than a person, like that, rather than a human person.
Yeah. Well, he did Rogue Operative, Veers, Dodonna, and Volunteer Soldier. All right. Moving on to the next one. We got Forced Surrender, a 6-cost event aggression. It's a plan. It says draw 2 cards. Each opponent whose base you've damaged this phase discards 2 cards from their hand. I got this in my seal, and I ran it because I wanted to, play the new card. And every time that I could have, I either didn't because I had a lot better option, or when I did, I just felt disappointed. Like I think I did this to you, Scott.
Yeah.
And then I just
and it did nothing. It was all right. That was my 6 drop.
Yeah, I was like, I spent 6, and then Scott played a 6 drop. And
Yeah,
I didn't do anything.
I mean, maybe this might be like a Twin Suns type thing because
100%
you could
Twin Suns.
spread it out, but
that is hilarious. That you could draw 2 and make everybody else discard 2. If
discard
you
2.
you'd have to damage 3 other bases.
The downside is you've made a lot of enemies by doing that.
Yeah.
And you're not like this game. You do draw 2 cards. You're not in top deck mode, so it's that discard 2 is not as big of a deal.
Yep. Cool. Brian on the next one, and you've got Bombing Run. That's a good one.
Bombing Run is a 5-cost aggression event. It's a tactic. Choose an arena, ground or space. Deal 3 damage to each unit in that arena. I love this card. I think it's great. It doesn't have the additional component that you need to have a unit alive, like Overwhelming Barrage. This is just straight up spread the damage to everyone. And there's sometimes where you have, like, when you play an OB and you're just short. This kind of helps you spread it evenly, spread it to the point where you can kind of clean up afterwards, or completely erase a unit or 2. So I think it's on par with OB, just a little bit below it. A lot below it, actually. You can't swing afterwards, but it's good. It's good. It's almost as good as OB.
It does also damage your units.
That's fine.
Okay. Wanted to make sure.
No, that's. I mean, like,
No, fine.
but I'm saying if it's the same thing as like outmaneuver, right? If you've got someone in the other arena that you're in, you're Gucci. You're fine.
Yeah.
You just have to be smart about when you use it.
Also, it would affect everything on a Twin Suns board.
Mm-hmm.
Even better.
Yeah. Were you running this?
I was. They
I
got
wasn't.
discarded from me. I don't forget how.
I didn't draw one. I didn't pull one. I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we are playing with
one
box.
Yeah, it's a rare. So.
I mean, I do really like it. I think this is a pretty good card, and I'm interested in playing it. I mean, it's definitely worse than OB, but OB's arguably top 5 card in the game. But I mean,
OB if you ordered off a wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playmat's just as good as OB. I think this looks just as sick.
Yeah, the playmat will be just as good.
The art on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You meant what I know.
Yes.
All right. Any other thoughts on Bombing Run?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool. All right, we're getting into the last 2, which are the final 2 legendaries. So what? Who just read that one?
Brian.
That was Brian.
So it's Scott.
You got Force Lightning.
All right, you give me all the words. Cool. All right, Force Lightning is a 1-cost event. Force subtype. It is aggression and villainy. Choose a unit. It loses all abilities for this phase. Then, if you control a Force unit, pay any number of resources and deal 2 damage to the chosen unit for each resource paid this way. This is a 3 of in any Force leader deck that's running aggression. Just because it is very flexible removal. You can pay 5 to get rid of, deal 4 damage to something. It just works at a lot of different times of the game. You can pay 3 to deal 4 damage to something. So it works all the time, every turn, provided you have a Force unit.
That's open fire right there, on top of negating whatever else their ability is.
Yeah, you're probably running this and open fire, and you're just using that as your removal, so you don't have to use your units. But obviously, if you're not running a Force unit, it's not as good. But there are some times where you do just want to be and you don't have an ability, such as cheer it. You can just be and cheer it. You don't do that thing that you just die.
John sealed his fate on the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
He blasted cheer it, so then they all. And he didn't even do the damage. He just paid 1 because he didn't have any units anyways. Just paid 1, so then Chariot could die.
Yeah, this is basically like, Chirrut's susceptible to takedown. This is just another version of it. You can just be like, and you're blank, and I deal 6 damage, and you die.
Yeah. And there's definitely even like just paying 1 at times if you don't have a force unit where like, it could be good to just pay 1 so Luke doesn't give a shield or Vader doesn't ping 2 damage or there's definitely
especially
that's the
just
low
at
end of
1.
it, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got layers on layers on layers on layers.
Yeah.
It's like a tiramisu.
It's an ogre.
Onions. They got layers.
All right. And Flock, you got the last one.
All right, last one. Is it Super Laser Blast?
Yes.
Hey, yo, we got an event. 8 cost. It's blue bad guys. Disaster tactic. Defeat all units. This is the board wipe we've been looking for. And it's good. It's a board wipe. Pay 8 to get rid of everything. Space and ground.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but
Be
it's
prepared.
good.
It's more
Yeah,
how you can sing. Can't you sing that?
Don't over
Yeah, it's a song.
Don't over commit if your opponent's on 8.
It's definitely been funny where some of the
That's
games
Blue Villain,
that
yeah.
we like played towards the end of like here, like recorded standard games, where I was like, should I play this unit? Like it's kind of obnoxious to have like 6. I was like, oh, there's no board wipe. What are they gonna do? They didn't. Bombing Run wasn't out yet either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's good. I mean, it doesn't necessarily help like Palp or Iden or the control decks into aggro because it comes out so late, but still a good card.
Yeah, I mean, if you can figure out like your earliest part of your game, then it can be that helpful thing. Like if you can ward off what they're doing like 1 through 3, and then they're getting the advantage in up until 8, and then you drop it on 8.
Yeah.
Especially because you're presuming you're ramping.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
It's also a little awkward that it's the turn Palp comes out too.
Yeah. Slightly.
Because you lose the ability to grab damage unit when he comes out.
I mean, maybe. Well, I guess it depends on the timing, right? If you go first on the turn that you have this, and then you wipe everything, and then they play other stuff, that feels bad. But if they
you got
commit
to
5 or
damage
6,
that stuff.
Yeah. So then you wipe everything, you go into the next round, and now you can play something and then ping it, whatever they play.
That's a little, yeah.
I mean, yeah, basically.
I think Palp has enough control. Like Palp controls the board with his ability on 8 that you don't necessarily need a board wipe to go along with that.
Yeah.
Like he's already got a way to steal.
Yeah.
But
I mean, those definitely could be some of the crazier. Crazier turns where you get them to spend some money, and then you board wipe everything. But also, if your blue villain's sitting at 8 resources, please don't play anything if you already have units on the board. Attack with them or something.
Do stuff and then play a unit.
Yeah.
Maybe not even play a unit. Just sit
if
there
he just
and
keeps
stare at
doubling
your
and
opponent.
passing to get you to play more, then don't.
Yeah, that's a tell. If your opponent's like pass, pass,
Yep.
pass, they're waiting for you to deploy out, and you're gonna get super laser blasted.
Totes my goats. We got the full set.
Yeesh, can't wait.
We're in.
Wiggity woo.
For the last little, I have the showcases, so I just almost want to show off. We obviously don't have to like spend time or read through the abilities because everybody's already out. But they showed off Iden, who I think ranks as my lower one. She's holding the gun a little weird. Just looks a little awkward. But we didn't see this in person, right? I don't think
we did not. I did not see that one in person.
We saw Jin and Han, right? And then Palp, obviously, right? And Krennic, too. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the Iden one. There's the Director Krennic one that Sugi pulled. He looks amazing. I love that one. We got Palp that Scott pulled.
Yes.
Amazing as well. And then we got Han Solo, which was Xander had it. He showed us at the weekend, but then got posted on the FFG socials on Monday, I think. So
I'm just gonna say it. Kind of looks like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
I would do this side by side.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I see Ray Liotta when I'm looking at it now.
That's funny. I can kind of see it, actually. I pulled up. Somebody Somebody, somebody swapped the bamboozle Han artwork face onto onto this Han, and it's absurd. It's absurd. All right. I mean, this looks amazing. The artworks have looked amazing, but also just like the cards in this game, like set 1 as a whole, I feel like this set is just really well made, and I'm really excited to like explore it and build it more. It's our last one. Who knows when we'll be doing a spoiler review?
Who knows?
Yep.
Any other thoughts,
Could
comments,
be.
questions? Way to wrap it up and get gaming. And by get
Yeah,
gaming, I
exactly.
mean go to bed, and I'll play
Yeah,
you
go to
guys
bed.
some other time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Exciting.
As always, y'all, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. You know, give us a follow, subscribe, a like on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter,
Yep.
and we will catch y'all on the next spoiler review. See you in a month or two.
Yeah. Bye.
Deuces.